Hi, I'm Lisa, the artist behind Lachri Fine Art. It is Tuesday, so I'm here to critique one of your original paintings or drawings. If you have an original painting or drawing that you would like to submit for critique, head over to my website, lachri.com/critiques. That link is below in the video description, and you can submit your work there. Today's submission is a pet portrait completed by artist Christine Weber. She has done this in acrylics, and you can check out more of her work both at her website and her Facebook page. The links for both of those are below in the video description. This is a beautiful piece. You've got it drawn great. I love how you've even got the curve of the ears, very accurate, the detail in the mouth. Beautifully, beautifully done all around. So taking a look at a few things we can adjust to improve on this one even more. First, looking at his coat. Now I don't have your reference photo, so I'm just going based on what I see on the painting and from having painted and drawn Dobermans myself, or short-haired breeds. In this case, you've got the fur around the face, nice and short, very, very sleek. But as you get down into the chest, you've started to create more brushstrokes than you really want. The fur looks more scruffy, and that is because the brushstrokes are so much longer than you really want them to be, longer and thicker. So the coat ends up coming out looking kind of shaggy here. When you're dealing with breeds that have super sleek, super short hair, like Dobermans, Greyhounds, any breed like that with the really, really short hair, you don't want to create the longer texture like you would see in maybe a German Shepherd, which is what's happening here, where the coat isn't long, but it's a lot longer than you want for this breed. And so he doesn't feel as glossy as he could if he had shorter fur here. So you're really making more work for yourself, adding detail for the sake of detail, not because that's what's accurate for this breed. Now yes, the fur is a little bit longer on the chest, and you will see more with what direction the fur is going. You can really see that in the chest of these dogs, but it is not quite as long as what you've got in here. So I would definitely make it easier on yourself, smooth this out quite a bit. Now the next thing about the coat is for your highlights. You've done a really good job on where you've put them and making sure that you've got the highlights there. The thing is, all of your highlights are gray. Now this is something that a lot of people will think to do. If it's a black dog, you're going to use white for the highlights. The problem is that you end up aging the dog. If you leave that color gray, it makes it look like the dog is a lot older than he is. So instead of just leaving it with gray, get some blues in there, or even some of the oranges that you've got in your background in addition to some of those blues. If you can get those blues in there, it just makes such a big difference on helping him to look really shiny without looking aged. And here, I would even pull some of the orange from your background. You've got the same oranges in the tan points on the dog, but on the black, you can even get some of that orange in there that would reflect, picking up on what's in his background, helping him to feel more like he's a part of the same scene as the background. Moving on to his mouth. The detail and the drawing and their perspective is amazing. You did such a good job here. The only thing I would really adjust is I have a feeling that the photograph that you worked from, chances are that the light was kind of overexposing or brightening up the teeth and the tongue more than they should be. So on this painting, when I look at it, I am just drawn straight to the highlight on the tip of the tongue here, or the front end of the tongue, instead of the eye. When I do portraits, I want to keep the viewer's focus more on the whole face, especially the eye. And here I am just so drawn in. The whole painting, I'm just pulled right into this area. So if you can darken that up a lot, even if your reference photo is showing it this bright, because your background is darker, because everything is darker, you want to darken this up as well. This will help create a better balance all around. And on the teeth, you've got them very, very white, too white. So you will want to get some shading in there, especially closer to the gum. You'll have where it kind of darkens up and then it gets a little bit lighter as it comes out. But none of the teeth should be straight white. All of this should be darkened up quite a bit, and anywhere where you want a little bit of a highlight, then you can use straight white, but on the teeth, that probably isn't going to stay as white anywhere as what you've got right now. And I'm not talking a huge jump. We don't want to make them brown either, but you do want to tone them down just a bit, and especially towards the back of the mouth. Drop those back into shadow, and then do a little bit more shading on the tongue, and it will look that much more realistic, which is what you said your goal was. But beautiful. Beautiful portrait. This is such a nice piece. Again, if you guys want to check out more of Christine's work, head over to her website or her Facebook page. Those links are below in the video description. Thanks for watching. If you're new to my channel, I have new video critiques every Tuesday where I'm critiquing your original paintings or drawings, my own speed paintings, drawings, and tutorials every Wednesday, art Q&A videos every Thursday, and artist vlogs every Saturday. So if you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe so you don't miss out on anything. And you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+. All of those social media sites are linked below in the video description where you can keep up with the news, my newest work, and see real-time clips of whatever it is I'm currently working on. I'll see you guys tomorrow.